I've had this take for a hot minute, so I'll stand on my guns now. I believe Miami has a great opportunity to be Texas 2.0 in 2024. Now, what exactly does that entail? Stick around for a second. We'll get to that in a moment. But what was one of the key elements for Texas's success en route to making the college football playoff? Correct. Stability at the quarterback position. And even though you have a young player on campus, it does feel like Mario Cristobal is going out of his way to at least make a run for a veteran in Coral Gables. Let's talk about the recent visit of Washington State quarterback Cam Ward and Kansas State quarterback Will Howard. If you are new here, welcome on into the channel. My name is Cole Thompson. I'm a radio show host based in Houston, and I talk college football daily. So this is the type of content you enjoy, plus coaching searches, the national championship, bowl game status, and a bunch of other nonsense that we love with the sport. Smash that subscribe button down below. Leave a comment telling me your thoughts on who you would like to see strap it up for the Hurricanes in 2024. Tell your friends, your family, your mortal enemies, your best of bros, college football aficionados, and Miami Hurricane fans everywhere about this channel. Give me a follow on social media at Mr. Cole Thompson. We're on the race to 1,000, then 5,000, then 50,000, and 100,000. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get there. So jump on in while the water's fine. Go ahead and follow me on all my socials. That way, the conversation of college football never has to stop flowing. So Miami recently saw Tyler Van Dyke enter the portal. He's saying goodbye to Coral Gables and headed up to Madison. Great location between these two, like completely the exact same. One is sunny, bright, and beautiful during the month of December. The other one is colder than the planet Hoth in the movie Star Wars. Like, that's what we're dealing with for Tyler Van Dyke. But good for you. Wish you the best of luck. You now have an opportunity to get back to what worked in your favor when you were the ACC Freshman of the Year. But now it does feel like that Miami is at least going to feel around when it comes to the transfer portal. You realize that you have Emory Williams on campus, and he might be the future. But I do believe that you want to make that significant jump. You need a veteran quarterback. And it may be a one-year rental. It may be just having him just to set the tone in a brand new version of the ACC with the 12-team playoff. But you get that veteran in the building that gives you more continuity and consistency for your offense, which is a big deal. And both of these quarterbacks are more than capable, I think, of running what Shannon Dawson wants to do. You look at the spread offense, you look at the passing attack, you look at the up-tempo. Those were areas where I think that you saw more strengths when it came to Cam Ward than Will Howard. But make no mistake, Howard's offense wanted him to utilize his legs a bit more than his arm. And he wasn't afraid to hit the intermediate part of the field, as evident by his 20-plus touchdowns. But the accuracy was a bit of a hit and miss. 10 interceptions on the year. Still, get him in an offense that allows him to probably cater more to his arm than his legs. I think you'll see a lot of promise and potential. So who do I think is ultimately what they're looking for? My personal opinion is, when you look at the rankings, you look at every single metric out there, it goes Cam Ward, Will Howard, Cam Ward, Will Howard, Cam Ward, Will Howard. If Miami has a choice, I think that they would lean more towards Cam Ward than Will Howard, but that does not mean that if either one of these two doesn't make their way on campus, they won't be successful. They both will be highly touted players. Now, back to my whole point about this being Texas 2.0. So Texas, in year one of the Steve Sarkisian era, sucked. Plain and simple. They found a way to implode in the second half of almost every single game. They went 5-7. They went on a 6-game losing streak, the longest in Austin. And then change had to happen. You set an identity, you laid down the foundation underneath Steve Sarkisian. Here's what works, here's what doesn't. Oh, by the way, there was a viral video of Bo Davis screaming on the buses middle of the season, so add that into the factor. And then you watch growth and potential. You get your quarterback for the future. You get the guy that you believe is going to be your difference maker in Quinn Ewers. And slowly, you are seeing progress. You come out and you get a massive win against Oklahoma. You play extremely close when it comes to Alabama in week 2. But then, much like other teams in Texas, you found a way to implode. And you lost to Oklahoma State, and you lost to TCU, and you finished 8-5 with a loss in the Alamo Bowl. Well, this year, you went back into the portal. You added in a few minor pieces to tweak your offense and defensive side of the football. You strengthened your core when it came to the recruiting trail, and lo and behold, your veteran quarterback came back for another season, and that was the difference maker when it came to you beating up on Alabama, when it came to you beating up on Oklahoma State, finding a way to beat up on Kansas State and other programs. And there were scares along the way, but Texas is now back in the college football playoff for the first time ever, and they look to be a player now in the SEC based on how their roster is constructed. You see similar pinpoints to what goes on with Texas and Miami. Year one, 5-7 record, not really a promising year. You had a lot of miscommunication when it came to the offensive identity. I mean, you got rid of Josh Gaddis for a reason. Then you went out and you got to 7-5. You did have to bench your quarterback. Van Dyke didn't look like the future of this team, but 7-5, at least a step in the right direction. You also could finish 8-5 with a bowl win later on this month. So good for Mario Cristobal. Went to the portal, added in a few guys. Now this is where you go and you finalize the piece de resistance. Go get yourself a veteran wide receiver. Go fortify your trench play. Get better at the interior defensive line. Don't be afraid to swing and get a big tackle. Not to mention what you're doing in the transfer portal is one thing. What you do on the recruiting trail is another. Texas was able to get proven commodities, but also young up-and-comers who were able to adapt to college defense and offensive perspectives. That way they were factors for the team. They didn't have to be full-time starters, but they were role players, and those role players ended up paving the way for you to make it all the way to Arlington. That's how I view Miami this year. There's an opportunity for them with a veteran quarterback, a few pieces on the outside, maybe a few interior defensive linemen, for them to be able to hold their own against Clemson, for them to be able to strut their stuff against Florida State, for them to be able to get a win instead of a loss, which really should have happened no matter what, against Georgia Tech. Those little details that hurt your team should end up helping your team going into next season. So it's very clear that I think Mario Cristobal understands in the NIL world, in a year where you can go really be a player for the college football playoff, you got to have veteranship. You have to have players that can be immediate contributors and X factors from the jump the second they arrive on campus. Get a quarterback like Cam Ward, you're a player. You 100% are not slowing down. You get a quarterback like Will Howard, good. It gives Emory Williams time to learn and adjust. And if he is the right answer, then you place him in the starting lineup midway through the year. But if not, you got a veteran signal caller who can be a qualified game manager and kind of up your overall status. I like this fit. I like both these two fits. Ultimately, it's very clear that nobody knows what's going on in the transfer portal. I don't even think Mario knows what's going on in the transfer portal right now. But if you land a top tier quarterback, you get a few pieces along the way, you're putting yourself in a really good situation to make headlines for 2024. I'm telling you, I have been on this boat for a minute. I would not be shocked to see Miami make an incredible jump, find their way to 10-2, 11-1. Maybe they're finding their way to Charlotte as well. And if you get there, there's a good shot you're playing for the college football playoff. But you need a veteran quarterback, whoever they land. And it is very clear that they will bring in somebody. I think it's probably best for the team. And maybe it's best for your status as a legit college football playoff contender. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. Don't hit the X button yet. Make sure you hit subscribe to keep up with all of our daily content found on Just Saying It and anything else that we post on this channel. Bye.